I have another question for you. And the question this time is when? Why do we say, or why can we say, if it was sunny, I would go to the swimming pool? Or, he would pass his exams if he studied harder. But these verbs, was and studied, these verbs are in the past. But is this situation really the past, or is it maybe the present? Hi, Ian from Learn English Language Well here. So, listen up while I help you to understand how the second conditional talks about unreal situations and how and why it is different from the first conditional. At the end, you get support material for this video. Okay, let's get started. Normally, conditional sentences have two parts, which are called clauses. One clause, which usually starts with if, gives a condition. The other clause gives us a result if that condition is true or false. For example, if it rains tomorrow, which means on the condition that it rains, I will take an umbrella. This structure is called the first conditional, which is a real, possible condition based in the present future. It is possible, and that is why it uses the present tense. Here's another example. If it is sunny this afternoon, I'll go to the swimming pool. Yes, using the present, it is, and then the future with will go. Okay, let's compare it with the original example in the intro. If it was sunny, I would go to the swimming pool. Notice this has got, if it was sunny, was it in the past, I would go to the swimming pool, and using the conditional. Yeah, so when is this? Well, the verb was is the past, but the real time is the present. We use the past was to show an unreal situation because it is not sunny. So this conditional form we sometimes classify as the second conditional. The second conditional is formed with if plus a verb in the past. In this case, if it was sunny. In the other clause, we use would and an infinitive. In this example, I would go to the swimming pool. So we get, if it was sunny, I would go to the swimming pool. We can also form it by changing the order of the clauses. So instead of starting with if, we can start with I would go to the swimming pool if it was sunny. Notice in this case we don't put a comma between pool and if. We only use a comma if the if clause is used first. In this case, it is not sunny. This is the reality. But imagine a different situation where it's sunny, unreal, but imagine it, and imagine the feeling of being in the swimming pool, in the sun. Well, in these situations of unreality, we take a step back in grammatical time to show this unreality. Some languages use a subjunctive verb form in these situations. So, it is not sunny now, but if it was sunny, I would go to the swimming pool. So, some more examples. If John earned more money, he would get a new car. So notice if John earned. Earned and earned are two possible paths of the verb to earn. So if John earned more money, he would get a new car. This is unreal, probably impossible, but certainly improbable. So what does this mean? This means that he earns what he earns and no more. So he won't get a new car. Another example. If I won the lottery, I would buy a big house. In this case, it is not impossible to win the lottery, but it is statistically improbable, even if I buy a lottery ticket. So it is unreal. Wow, you're a really good player, John. But if you were a lot taller, you would probably play for a top basketball team. If you were a lot taller. Now, this is unreal. He is very skillful, but he's only 1 meter 50 centimeters tall. If someone offered you a place at university in another country, would you accept it? Sounds like a realistic question for some people, but this is a hypothetical situation. We're actually asking a girl who is still only 13 years old, and she's not some brilliant genius. Look at these. Are both of these conditional sentences possible? A. If Mary studies hard, she'll get good exam results. First conditional. B. If Jeff studied hard, he'd get good exam results. Second conditional. Do they mean the same? Well, I think I gave you the clue in the intonation. Yes, both are possible, but they don't mean the same. A means that we know Mary always does well in her exams and she always studies hard, so it's a real situation to believe that she will pass these exams as well. B means that we don't think Jeff will study hard. He doesn't normally study hard and therefore usually get bad marks. We think he's quite bright, but it's an unreal situation. Even though we think he can do more, we don't think he's going to suddenly change for this exam. So if he studied hard, he'd get good exam results. So we don't think he's going to study hard, and we don't think he's going to get good exam results. To recap the basics and to compare the first and the second conditional with some exercises, click on the link below in the description. Now you know how to use the second conditional. Why don't you leave a comment below so I can hear your opinion? I'd love to hear from you. If this video has helped you, give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button and notification bell. Then you'll know when our next weekly video is out. And if you think it could help your friends, remember to share.